Hello, everyone, and welcome into post-show headlines. I'm Andrew Salciunas. This is John Kincade, and that's Dylan McKinnon trying to break
just
stuff.
Fell down, but he's okay.
He's okay. We swear. He's
okay.
Writhing in pain on the floor right now.
Father's Day weekend is here.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. My third.
This is your third.
My third father, right? Or fourth?
He's three, right?
Yeah.
Then he's fourth.
So my fourth Father's Day. How
It's
about
your fourth?
That? First one was a blur.
It's my 22nd.
How about that?
Man. But my daughter can drink this Father's Day. Legal.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Not that she wasn't beforehand.
Yeah.
But we'll have a good
Cooper
time.
Connor. Jesus, my own son.
Cooper
is not drinking yet.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll make it a little bit better.
I'll be drinking with my dad, though.
I got 5 questions today. Instagram.
Yeah, it's the listener-centered questions.
Listener questions, and they all had questions. I did the search on words about our fathers or about dads.
Okay.
About being dads, fathers. And I found 5 asking us a variety of questions on a Father's Day weekend.
Good work by you, John.
I looked ahead. See? So here we go. Let's start. Okay, here's one from, and 2 women this week because they wanted to know. So Anna asked this question.
Hello, Anna.
What did your dad say too much that annoyed you? What did your dad say to you too much that annoyed you? The thing that he got on you about, because right now, Anna, so she gave me a little info. Anna has 2 sons, and they're in that range.
Yeah.
7th and 9th grade. Dad and the boys, batting heads right now.
Yeah.
And everything that Dad says is they're batting heads. So what did Dad say too much that annoyed you?
I can't really think of anything. Like, he just got on me for work ethic stuff.
He did?
Like,
what was it about?
School. Like, I wasn't the best student or anything.
Okay.
But like, that wasn't like really something that he would do. I'll say that instead of saying something he would do.
Okay.
And I'm not doing it. The deep sigh.
Oh, the exasperated sigh.
And I'm now doing that in my later years.
Do you do it to your bride? Or do you just do it to Cooper?
A personal question.
Oh, I figured there it goes.
There are some times, and then it's I know what I'm doing. You do the sigh to get the what reaction.
You do.
And then you have to be careful with what you follow up with.
Oh, no, very deadly careful.
Because I am the, as I've said numerous times, not afraid to out my wife, I am the cleanly one of the house. I'm the one that does a lot of the chores. Because my hours, I'm also home at 11.
You walk in the kitchen.
And if there's...
and you're loud about it.
You couldn't have put... I just filled the dishwasher. You couldn't have put the one spoon in
it.
So I'll do the... But my dad does it all the time. He still does it to this day. So it's not necessarily something that he would say that would get on my nerves. But the sigh. I understand the butting heads in that time. I butted heads with my dad a lot. It was also 08, 09, so recession time.
Right.
So it was a little bit of a stressful time.
Sure.
In the Salciunas household, a couple rough years. And again, I was being a prickly teenager, which added to his personal stress.
I bet it did.
So there was a lot of I'm going to go leave the house moments.
I bet. By him or you?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have too.
Yeah.
I think of my dad was a stickler for grades.
Yeah.
And my dad, and I always was like, look, my dad was a mailman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Dad. And in my head, I'm going, Dad, you're a mailman. Like, why are you wanting me to be a straight A student?
Right, but he wants better.
Why are you getting on?
Yeah,
but I'm like, you're holding me to standards that I'm just not built for.
Yeah.
Like, the A's. So that was what it would be like. Why are these grades not better? Why are these, that type of thing. So that was it.
Why isn't your brain better?
It'll all work out, Anna. So.
Yes, it will. Trust me. My dad and I, it was a rough patch. But now he's like my best friend. So
now Maurice asks a question that also goes with that on Instagram.
What's up, Maurice?
What did your dad say as advice that you feel you live by today?
I think I've answered this on post-show headlines before.
Something like this.
And it wasn't necessarily dad-related. It was best advice you've ever gotten.
Yeah, so was it dad? Was best
it was
advice
my dad
ever?
that said it. find something you love to do and you'll never work a day.
And that's from your dad that was the one who drove that into you?
Yeah, my dad. So my dad wanted to be in sports. He was actually a finalist for a beat writer job for the Delaware County. Yeah,
Delaware County Daily Times? Okay.
So this is, 50 plus years ago.
I would have been reading it.
And it was between my father and somebody else who ended up being related to somebody. That person got the job. My dad said, okay, I need to get into business. So
and that's what happened.
And it's not that he was miserable for 40 years. My dad just retired a couple of weeks ago. But there was always that's what he wanted to do. This is what he did to provide for the family. So he told me at a young age, do something that you actually truly love doing and you'll never work a day in your life. And even though there's stresses with this job, I'd rather be doing this than a lot of things, John. I live by that.
My dad was great with money and mailman and then delivered the Philadelphia Bulletin, always worked 2 jobs, always saved money, always was in a good financial position. And he always said, pay yourself first. So put money aside in savings. Before you pay your bills and everything, have some money set aside that even if when you started working, even if it's $20 a paycheck, gets put into a savings account.
Yeah.
Pay yourself first. And when you start doing that and then you don't look at it, then you'll start paying yourself more and you'll start saving. Save 401k, save that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Had that conversation.
I would tell people Roth. I'm more of a Roth guy now. I would say for younger people like you, I'd be more into Roths than 401ks, but people don't match now.
Yeah, but still,
pay yourself first. Was the dad's thing.
All right, I like that.
All right, that's a good one. Is Scotty on Instagram? Scotty, an interesting guy. Scotty, very interesting. What do you do to make sure you don't become the cliche dad memes?
Look at what I'm wearing.
Like, the thing is, though, I don't consider it because you're cool enough to pull it off.
Well, because I'm a beach guy. So,
but you're also not. See, now that shirt.
The tan helps.
The cliche dad would be let himself go wearing that shirt.
Gotcha.
You have not let yourself go.
No.
So I would say.
I did that in my earlier years.
You were chubby tunis then. Yeah. I would say the cliche dad would wear that shirt and would wear it in double XL.
By the way, as of yesterday morning, 25 pounds less than I weighed in middle school.
See, how about that? Man, chubby tunis. Chubby tunis. But I mean, I think there's things you do. One of them is I lean on my wife and my daughter to say that I've told my wife free reign. If I put something on and she says,
clothing,
get that off, get rid of it, it doesn't look good anymore. Or my daughter, if you see your dad wearing something, you go, Dad, Dad, don't wear that.
Yeah.
Or Dad, don't. I send my daughter pictures of shoes and sneakers before I buy them.
Oh yeah, New Balance. I'm pro New Balance basketball sneakers.
Okay.
But the
shoes?
Traditional lawn. My dad.
She bought me a pair of those as a joke one year. To have one pair.
My dad has New Balances.
Right.
And Nike, the Air, what are they, Monarchs
to do the
or whatever. And he switches. So it's like, all right, this pair ran its course. They're now the new lawn pair. And I'm going to go buy. I don't think my dad has bought.
So he just switches. Then he'll go replace that pair?
Yep. He's worn those 2 brands of sneakers my entire life.
My girl literally goes, Dad, that shoe's cool. But she'll also tell me, I'll go to the shoe store and go, what about this one? And she'll go, too young. That looks too young.
Fair
enough.
Yeah.
Don't push it trying to be, the young guy.
Yeah.
You're not young anymore, Dad. Don't be the old guy. Here's how you do it.
Yeah. And I think it's like also realizing that your dad, like there are some dads that try too hard to not be dad.
Yeah.
Like be dad.
Dad.
You're a dad.
Right.
Like
don't
just be dad. But I understand the cliche stuff.
Don't do the cliche stuff.
Yeah. So find the middle ground. Like it's okay to wear sweatpants after dinner on Thanksgiving because you ate too much because you're dad and you're ready to fall asleep on the couch. You can be a dad. Like, I had to chase a little one around all day. I'm tired at night. I'm going to be dad at night.
Nathan on X.
Hello, Nathan.
Says, give us a cool dad story that you admire about him. Something you really admire about your dad, a story you might share. Nathan just lost his dad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nathan listens to us all the time. He lost his dad, and he said this Father's Day is going to be really hard for Nathan.
It would be, yeah.
He said it's going to be really hard for him. He admires his dad because, sad story for Nathan, and he wanted to share it, that his dad taught for 42 years, got 1 year of retirement and died in an accident.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And Nathan, we love you and we think of you.
That's horrible.
And his dad, 1 year of retirement, and he just said, use it as a lesson to enjoy every day
life,
and everything. His dad taught for 42 years and then and thought he was retiring early and got killed in an accident.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry to be.
What? So cool dad.
A cool dad story. Something about your dad that you really admire. An admirable story.
All right. Okay, hold on. You got to bear with me here.
Okay.
The other day you said statute of limitations are up.
So okay, sure, they're up, yeah.
My dad let me have a Lithuanian beer because we were at a restaurant in Chicago, and Chicago is a big hub for Lithuanians. And they had Lithuanian beer on tap, which is like not heard of in the United States. And my dad let me try it. I was 8 years old.
Is there a difference in the alcohol value? I mean, the alcohol content?
No,
in Lithuanian beer?
5%.
Normal.
Well, this is like the normal beer. Like,
okay, so it's normal.
Svitadis is like the Miller Lite.
Okay, right.
But I was 8 years old, and he was like, "Here, just try it."
How much?
A sip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
What's wrong with that?
No, but I know people were probably like, "Oh my god."
I was mixing drinks by that age. I mean,
the other one, and I need people to not freak out about this.
Okay.
Because this is a brother-sister thing. This is not harming a adult woman or a random woman.
Okay.
Like, my sister, love you, Laura, was a monster.
Okay.
All right. A total monster to me. And again, it didn't help that I was fat. So she was not physically harming me.
She was just mentally and verbally.
Always with the fat jokes and all that kind of stuff. So my dad told her, you got to be careful because you've kind of reached your peak of growing. Like she was like, I think 13.
Right.
So I was 9. She's 4 years older than me. She's like, you're not going to grow much more. He's going to grow. And so my dad, after having that conversation with my sister to try to like warn her, said, I will give you one time, not a punch in the face, but like stick up for yourself.
Right.
One time.
That's it.
And honestly, I don't even know how many years went by. My sister said something to me that peeved me off so much that I was able to pick her up and throw her off the couch.
Okay, good.
Again, no swing.
No swing. No, but
this
that's good.
Is a brother-sister.
Right.
So she may have been 15. I was probably 11. So this is like 2 years go by.
Good.
Go to your room. So I go to my room, and he comes up the stairs. He closes the door, and he goes, remember that conversation we had?
That was your one time?
He goes, that was your one time. Stay in here. Pretend like you're in trouble. Come down in like 15 minutes.
Good. Good dad. Good dad.
After that, it stopped.
Good.
Because my sister realized, like,
stop being mean.
Uh-oh. But again, she was a teenage girl, which they're always so nice.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I think that was a good parenting. Like, obviously you didn't harm your sister. Like, I didn't, like, beat the crap out of her. I just threw her off the couch. And he said, you're good.
I'll go to the Tom Kincade, my dad, who died my 16th birthday. Graduated high school, 1942, Lower Merion High School, same as Kobe.
Yeah.
I'll go visit him after the show because I have some time to kill. I'll go visit him over at St. Denis Cemetery. But he graduated high school, class 42, was in the Second World War on a bus to boot camp 3 days later from his high school graduation.
Yeah.
They said that you couldn't hear the graduation speakers because the mothers were crying.
Oh, my God.
The amount of kids that were being sent to war from the graduating class. And my dad, by the time he was 20, was shot down in a plane, not a prisoner of war yet because he landed in a German town.
Oh my God.
They thought he was dead because the plane exploded after he got out of it. Got put in a German prison in the middle of a German jail in the middle of a town. So they literally had him as dead. And over in Europe, he's listed as the American GIs that were killed in war.
Oh my God.
And he
lived. Wow.
Because they thought he was dead. And so I never know what he went through and what he lived through. and we had a very volatile relationship, but I never got to know him as an adult.
Wow.
And I admire the hell out of the fact that he worked his ass off and everything like that. But I wish like hell I got.
Is there anyone around that you could talk to?
No, they're all dead now.
Yeah.
And he was the 7th of 8 kids.
Okay.
So they're all dead, you know. So unfortunately, and none of them talked about it.
Yeah.
So didn't get to hear it, but it's good. But I do have a piece of nose art of the plane that he was shot down in from the mission that day. I have the nose art of that plane recreated, hanging on the wall in the Kincade.
Wow, that's cool.
How about that?
Here, I'm going to
With
give
his
you one
mission.
more
Yeah.
random. This is my dad and his dad.
Okay.
So my grandparents they came here
Sure.
from Lithuania. My parents, both my mom and my dad, first generation. My grandpa eventually went to college because he needed to make money for a family of 4.
Right.
He and my dad graduated college on the same day. My dad,
that's wild.
My dad went
You've
to
never told
Rutgers, and my grandpa went to Rider. And so there's a photo of them both in their cap and gown.
On the same day?
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a wild.
Yeah, my grandpa taught himself English. Like he learned. Yeah, my grandpa's stories. My dad wanted to write a movie, and he has a script. One day.
That is a wild.
Yeah, my grandpa.
That's a wild immigrant success story.
Built his own house.
That's a wild story.
Came to the United States with $1 in his pocket. Bought 4 Cokes, one for him, his wife, and his $2. 25 cents a pop.
Oh my gosh.
That's a wild my grandfather.
Story.
Like my God.
Yeah.
The struggles that we've gone through, obviously, health related.
No. But the struggles of life?
Yeah,
no struggles of life.
Nothing compared to that kind of stuff.
Last one's from Megan.
What's up,
on
Megan?
Instagram? Megan with an H.
Okay.
Meghan.
I dated a Megan with an H.
Well, then that could it be this Megan? Who knows? Megan, you naughty little girl, you. Who is it?
I'm sorry if it is you.
Who is a TV dad that you think you are like, or you have ever been compared to? Has anyone? You're too young a dad, right?
No, my wife has compared me to Phil Dunphy.
You to Phil Dunphy?
Yeah.
This is the craziest thing in the world.
From Modern Family.
Okay, this is the craziest thing in the world. You know who Liv tells me I am?
Phil Dunphy?
No.
What?
Jay.
So you're...
Liv says...
So you're my father-in-law.
Liv says she's Claire.
Okay.
And I'm Jay. She knows that my daughter says that she's Claire Dunphy.
Yeah.
And that Jay, that I'm her father, is Jay.
Yeah.
Because she goes, Dad, you're just like Jay. You are set in your ways. You are incredibly tough to move off a position.
Yeah.
You have you're incredibly, you're a success.
Yeah.
You have your own ways in life, but you don't want to hear about
right.
Not doing it the other way. And that, but your daughter and you have
we're in-laws. You and I.
See? Oh God, that'd be unbelievable.
One father figure that I would love to try to emulate myself off of is Philip Banks.
Really?
Prince.
Really?
Because
Uncle Phil.
He could be the fun-loving dad.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen him in tough times be able to work from an emotional standpoint with Will and Carlton. We also saw him win a pool hall.
Yes.
Yeah, where he, God, what's the term? Where you
hustled?
He hustled. Yeah. Hustled.
Yes.
I could do some of that.
Uh-huh.
And if there's difficult situations where you might have to be stern and dad, I could do that.
Do you know I hustled pool once in Atlanta when I first moved to Atlanta, and I knew nobody and had no friends, and I pretended to be drinking with a bunch of guys that were drinking.
Oh my God.
And I hustled pool, and I think they realized that I was hustling. I even got drinks, and I was drinking water.
How much money did you make? A couple hundred?
180.
Yeah.
And then
that's nice.
I had to go through the kitchen to get out of the place.
Oh, they were
going to kick my ass.
They were watching you.
Because they caught me. No, I was taking a shot.
Yeah.
And the guy took my drink.
Yeah.
And sniffed it.
And it was water?
I was like, it was water.
Oh.
Water with a lime.
Ooh.
So I had to go through the kitchen.
Yeah.
I literally slipped because there was enough people. I slipped through the kitchen.
I don't blame you.
Thank God I got the hell out.
As long as you got your cash.
Sneaky.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day from the Kincade and Salciunas show. We'll see you next week.
See you guys. Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.